Well, hello to you. It's Picken, CEO and founder of the Global Wealth Group. I want to bring you this weekly wealth insight from Wimbledon, and I'm actually Wimbledon, London. I'm standing outside my very first house that I bought here when I was 24 years old. What is this weekly wealth insight about? Well, I've had a phenomenal 5 weeks, and the reason I say that is that everyone told me that I couldn't travel. Everyone told me with COVID you couldn't do it. You know, I flew to Switzerland. From Switzerland, I went to France. From France, I went back to Switzerland. Switzerland, I went to Italy. Italy, I went back to Switzerland. Switzerland, I came to London. Sounds very complicated. In the process, I broke my arm. I had to have major surgery in England. And what I learned about, and what this weekly wealth insight's about, is all about being a global citizen. It's all about a mindset. You know, when I came to England, I literally just tapped back into the system. I've already got my credit ratings here because I own property, because I lived and worked here for 9 years. I managed to set up my Vodafone cell phone contract, which allows me to talk in 100 different countries around the world with a permanent number. I went and got surgery on my arm, on the NHS. And what I think is most important for me when I talk about a global citizen is that most people think it's not possible. And yet it's a mindset. It's truly a mindset. My parents gave me this mindset probably 30 years ago, where we left Zimbabwe. We were forced to leave Zimbabwe, and we came to Durban, and my folks said there's only two things they wanted to give me: the best education and a belief system. And that's why I believe it's truly a mindset, because I never intended to be stuck in any one country. I'm not worried about the future of South Africa more so than I'm worried about the future of England and their political issues, or the future of America and their political issues, or the future of China and the fact that it's going to definitely dominate in the global economy in the next 10 or 20 years. These are macro issues that I worry about. Yes, sure, I think about what's happening with Brexit or America or South Africa, but as a global citizen, I'm truly diversified. I've got the ability to live, in many, many countries around the world. But the most important thing that I've got is a mindset. From a very young age, I decided not to earn any one currency, not to earn rands or dollars or pounds, but to earn multiple incomes, to set up offshore structures, to start investing in first world assets and first world income, because I knew that would provide me with the freedom. And what's interesting is that 20 plus years later, now there's challenges in South Africa, there's looting in South Africa, people are really worried about where the future of South Africa is going. And I live there and I love it as a country. And I love living in that country. I love living on the continent. But it gives me a peace of mind. I have a plan B. It gives me peace of mind. I have wealth protection in first world assets and a first world income. And I'm not saying this to boast. I'm trying to say this to impress upon you how important it is to have the mindset of a global citizen. I use the story a lot of my father versus my uncle. My father moved from Zimbabwe with nothing and had to start from scratch. My uncle in 1980 started investing overseas, and in 2003 moved to Australia, bought his house for cash, put his kid through a private school, never had to work for an Australian, and basically was completely in control of his life. That for me epitomizes what a global citizen is about. It's about being proactive, but that proactivity can take you 10, 20, maybe 30 years of planning. And that's the key that people need to do. It's the ones that react that lose money in any country. It's the ones that react that lose money. And so my invitation to you, become a global citizen. Learn about what it means to be like that. And it can literally happen with a click of a finger. It can happen with a mindset shift, because now with technology, you can start investing from $100. There's no excuse for anyone not to become a global citizen anymore. And that's my invitation for you. Coming live from Wimbledon. I hope you enjoyed it. If you enjoyed this video, subscribe to the channel. We want to empower 1 billion people. We can only do that by providing the belief, the knowledge, and the access to everybody. And so share it with your friends if you think it will add value to them. Picken, coming live from Wimbledon. Cheers.